Sister Helen Fernandes, a visionary educator after the heart of Don Bosco and Mother Mazzarello.
Auxilium College Katpadi, today with its 17 undergraduate, 12 postgraduate, 8 PhD courses, guided by 192 faculty personnel, teaching to over 3,800 students. A gigantic institution spread on a sprawling campus is the pride of FMA India, indeed a pride of the institute.
It all began in July 1954 with two visionary educators, Mother Chezira Gallina, the Provincial, Sister Helen Fernandes, its first principal, both dedicated to bringing quality education to young women of this arid, backward district of North Arcot in Tamil Nadu.
The story of Helen Fernandes began in Mangalore on 19th September 1917. Born as the second last child of a family of 8 siblings. Her father and brothers owned cashew kernel export factories.
Influenced by her mother, she was greatly attracted to Therese of Lisieux. While studying in a middle school, when she saw the photo of a missionary from Little Flower Convent, Palikonda, talking to an old woman sitting by a hut, she immediately sent her little pocket money to Palikonda, a village nearly 730 kilometers far away from her hometown, Mangalore. Thus began her romance with the poor and the missions.
When she finished her graduation with BA in economics, her family being well-to-do, there were many options open to her. But her heart was searching for Little Flower Convent, Palikonda, till she came to know that her own elder sister, Priscilla, was already a postulant in the institute to which Little Flower Convent, Palikonda belonged.
Sister Helen made her profession on 6 January 1946 at Yercaud. In 1954, both the sisters went home for the first time to meet the family.
Sister Helen has many firsts to her credit. From June 1946 to 1949, she worked as the first headmistress of the new foundation, Mary Immaculate High School, Tirupattur.
In 1953 began the greatest adventure of her life, of being the founding principal of Auxilium College, Katpadi, in the socio-economically backward district of North Arcot. The entire district had only 5 high schools for girls, while 37 for boys. It needed not just funds and personnel, but also much vision, daring, and faith to start and sustain a university college for women in such a backward area.
It was a teamwork of 5 brave women. Sister Chezira Gallina, the Provincial, the moving force behind the enterprise. Sister Cleofe Fassa, the Superior. Sister Nancy Pereira, who supervised the construction of the gigantic buildings. Sister Anna Abraham, who worked hard to make the vast property agriculturally productive. And Sister Helen Fernandes, the founding principal.
Sister Helen left no stone unturned, moving from office to office to complete the formalities required to start the college. Her relentless efforts were rewarded with a temporary affiliation of Auxilium College, the first women's college in the district, on 28 June 1954.
On 2nd July 1954, the college officially opened with 60 pupils who were enrolled to the intermediate course. In June 1957, the college started BA and BSc undergraduate courses in economics, Tamil, chemistry, and zoology.
In 1957, a large hostel building was ready which could accommodate 400 students. This gave the possibility for young girls from remote villages to have access to higher education.
Knowledge and virtue was the motto of the college. With this vision in mind, the team of sisters and staff worked hard to create a Salesian atmosphere conducive to grow as God-oriented, morally upright, intellectually enlightened, socially committed, and competent women leading the transformation of the society.
By 1960, the college was firmly established, obtaining the permanent affiliation from the University of Madras on 18th May 1960 as the first batch of students graduated from the college.
By 1963, when Sister Helen was transferred, the college had a student strength of nearly 300 young women, a large number of who were first-generation learners. In her own words, Auxilium College is a dream come true, a rainbow of hope for the most deprived young women.
The students of Sister Helen Fernandes testify with regard to her educative vision. Sister Cecilia Thomas, later principal of Auxilium, says,
She had a very charming, attractive way of dealing with people and making them feel important. I have never seen anyone else who resembled Don Bosco like her. Once, when we told her this fact, she humbly replied, I read the biographical memoirs of Don Bosco in order to learn from him his spirit.
Miss Prema Srinivasan, a Hindu past pupil of the first batch, recalls.
We were only 60 students in the inaugural year of the college. Sister Helen was our principal, and she took care of us with motherly affection.
The impact of her educative vision on young minds can be seen from what Suguna Devi, a past pupil and later a professor of zoology, narrates.
I stepped into Auxilium in 1958, where Sister Helen was my principal, my guide and torch bearer. She made Don Bosco and Mother Mary Mazzarello come alive in me and in all my classmates. Sister Helen was there, ever by our side, her sharp eyes and caring nature always attentive in accompanying us. I was her student, her past pupil, a member of her staff, and now I am retired, but her love follows me always.
It was not just an administrative post in which she did admirably well. It was her spiritual vision for the students. We read in her spiritual diary of 1960.
An urge within me to make the college predominantly Catholic, even if it is necessary to give free education to all, both Catholics and non-Catholics, a determination to save and give Jesus a gift of 500,000 souls for all that he has done for me.
From 1966 to 1970, she was the superior of the community of Auxilium College. She consulted even the younger sisters and the faculty in decision making. During this period, she constructed a well-designed science block and a large chapel that could contain over 500 Catholics. She even obtained permission for the construction of an auditorium, gymnasium, and a library. Her appointment as a vice provincial in 1970, however, did not permit her to accomplish all her dreams.
Miss P.M. Vijayalakshmi, a Hindu past pupil and the head of the Department of Economics, says,
In the early 1970s, Sister Helen used to visit Auxilium as a visiting professor of economics. As I was the senior-most member of the faculty, she used to discuss with me many things for the good of the institution. Interacting closely with her, I realized that when she looked at somebody, she wouldn't look merely into the eyes, but looked deep into the heart of the person. I realized slowly that her eyes had kindness in them, and she had a hidden smile on her lips.
In January 1975, Sister Helen was appointed as the Provincial of Madras, the first Indian sister to be holding this office. Among her many concerns, vocations and missions were two of her priorities. When she finished her term in 1982, the province was present beyond Tamil Nadu in 5 large states of India and was poised for bifurcation.
In 1982, the new province of Bombay was born, and Sister Helen was appointed as its first provincial. Here too, she opened houses that would become nurseries of vocations and formation houses that would supply a large number of native sisters to the newborn province, making it self-reliant.
Meanwhile, accepting the call of Father Vigano in 1979, she embraced Project Africa, motivating the Indian provinces to volunteer sisters. Thanks to her sustained efforts, in September 1983, the first batch of Indian missionaries reached Tonj in Sudan, and later another community at Wau. These 2 communities of Sudan were part of the province of Bombay till 1989, and Mother Helen was the bond between these communities and the centre.
When she completed her mandate as the Provincial of Bombay, the centre asked for her mediation to restart the FMA presence in Myanmar. The Myanmar mission of the FMA, started in 1961 at Mandalay, was closed down in 1966 due to political turmoil. Mother Helen's visit in 1989 paved the way to restarting the FMA presence at Anisakan in Myanmar.
Sister Helen had a charming, magnetic personality that captured people's hearts. Right from her early years, she attracted a good number of promising vocations like the well-known Sister Nancy Pereira, Sister Josephine Selvaraj, who became the Provincial of Chennai, Sister Cecilia Thomas, who became the Principal of Auxilium College and Provincial of Bangalore, Sister Judith Arana, who became the Principal and Superior of Auxilium Vodala, and a host of others who attribute the seed of their vocational calling to Sister Helen and her keen interest in nurturing vocations.
Sister Teresa Castellino, who was the provincial secretary during Sister Helen's term, sums up her style.
Sister Helen had the ability to rise above pain. It was about imagination. It was about sensitivity to small people. It was about building inclusion. It was about connectedness to a larger world. It was giving more to life than taking out of it. It was about making the charism flourish on the Indian soil.
Sister Helen Fernandes passed away on Saturday, 8 December 2012, at the age of 95, at Madantyar, Mangalore, a house which she had founded to be a nursery of vocations. Her far-sighted vision, unflinching faith, and deep love for the Institute and its mission make her a stalwart among the FMA who labored and contributed to the growth of the educative charism in India.